Western leaders have warned Israel that they will not support a full-scale invasion of Rafah in southern Gaza. The British Foreign Secretary David Cameron has condemned the move, while the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken says Israel has, quote, no credible plan for protecting civilians. Alex Rossi has the details.
It's very hard, of course, to gauge exactly what is going on because journalists, Western media are not allowed into Gaza to see for ourselves what is actually happening on the ground. But it's our understanding from sources there that the operations that the Israelis are conducting are intensifying. There are certainly tanks moving in to areas in and around Rafah. There's been a significant uptick in the number of airstrikes. Now, what we're also hearing is the consequences of what aid agencies have been saying this will bring, a humanitarian catastrophe. Hundreds of thousands of Gazans, many of them, remember, have already been displaced from areas that have been pretty much destroyed in central and northern Gaza. They're on the move now to try and take refuge in safer areas. Al-Mawasi is the designated humanitarian area that many of them are trying to shift to, but aid agencies say that there's simply not enough room there, and there isn't the infrastructure to accommodate those people that are moving. You have to also remember that Rafah, because so many people went there for shelter during the first months of the war, is home something to 1.4 million people, so a huge number of people are based there, and it's why the Americans, it's why the British are saying, to the Israelis, be very careful with what you do. We don't know, of course, how far the Israelis will go in, but certainly it does appear to be fairly open-ended at the moment. Now, it's not only there that we are seeing an uptick in the fighting as well. In central and northern areas of Gaza, there have also been renewed fights going on as well, as Hamas fighters move back into those areas that have been relinquished by the Israelis, and the Israelis are now having to go back and fight them there. It appears that there is no end in sight to this conflict. Remember, of course, what's happening with the ceasefire negotiations. They've broken down. So it's hard to see how this will conclude, but Hamas at the moment is appearing to be fairly resilient.